Good morning. Today we are going to discuss about various forms of human settlement. The city and its city forms. We have various shapes and various sizes according to the development and trade which is different from one city to another city. And city forms have different types, and some of the types are radiocentric, which will be in basic circular form, and other one is gridiron city. The gridiron city will be in the form of grid. And the third thing is linear city. Linear city will be like it will have a spine. The spine has the importance, and with the continuation of the spine, it will be in the linear format. And next, we will be dealing with the city growth, how the city has been grown, either in the vertical or in a horizontal direction, or in what direction it has been grown, and what is the main ideal thing which is helpful for the growth of the city. And the ecological methods in which the urban land use model has been developed. So we have three types of models. One is concentric model, and other one is sector model, and the third thing is multi-nuclear model. So these are all the things which we are going to cover in the second chapter of the human settlement. And basically the city is something what the group of people live in a place, and this group of people will create a structure in a geographical area. The geographical area is a land which is covered by the people living in the city. So these people will cover a land for their convenience and the occupation they are doing, and this may be organized or may not be organized. They used to they facilitate the place according to interchanging of goods and services for their comfort along with the residents they are living in and with the outside of the world. So the trade and the goods they are sharing, according to that, the geographical area of the people will be planned. So that is meant by the city. So the next thing is the settlements. How the settlements grow? Settlements grow from village. So the basic area from where the city has been developed is village. And the next thing is cities created when large number of people live together. When the city will get created, when many population of people live in a place, then that is known as city. So the geographical location which will be leading to the urban areas. So some of the areas with many developed places with the trade which they are doing, that depends on the urban city. So city exists for many reasons and many purposes. So many diversity of urban areas which will be leading to many complex functions of the cities which they are performing today. So this is why the city has been there, and city has many important purposes for the people and we are living here today. And these urban forms refer to from initially from the village the city has been developed, and the urban forms it take a urban form. The many development and the multiple layers of development has created an urban area today, and this urban area has many forms. The first thing is the physical layout and design of the city. The shape of the city matters a lot in the development of the city. This shape will have a name like radial, linear, like that things. So the physical layout matters a lot. And the second thing, how it has been spatially organized. That spatial imprint has a lot of importance, and it also takes its stand in transportation. So how city is easily accessible, that will make the city a very red hot city. And the next thing is adjacent physical infrastructure. So how the physical infrastructure has been development to the nearby of the city, which make the city more urban. So these are all the 3 points which we need to take care of. One is physical layout, and the second thing is the spatial imprint of transport system, and the third thing is the physical infrastructure of the nearby buildings. So these three things convey us about the spatial arrangement of the city. And the urban form of the city also defined as the spatial pattern of human activities at certain point in time. So the city has been developed not in a day or not in a week. So the city has been developed from the initial stage, from years and years and decades. So we need to see the development from the initial ancient times till now. So each and every time the trade and the function of the people changes. So according to that, the city development will be changing. So here we can see how the what are all the things which influence the growth of the city. The first thing is geography. Geography is the physical area. how the physical area has been covered, in what pattern the physical area has been covered by the people. And the second thing is the natural environment in the place. Every area will not have a same natural environment. Each area has own speciality. In some places, the water has its influence. In some places, the forest have its influence. So, natural environment of the place change from one place to another. So, it has an impact in the geographical area as well. And the third thing is social, political, and economical forces, which is the government and legal imprints of the city. So the third thing is also very important for the growth of the city, future growth of the city. And the fourth thing is trade, which has been practiced in the city. So this is the important thing which will make sure of the city's development, that is trade. The trade which has been going through in the city is the most important thing which will show the growth of the city. And fifth thing is period of development, how fast the city has been developed and in which phase of the period the city has been developed fast. So this will be recorded in the development of the city. So these are all the five things which will cover how the city has been developed and what are all the factors which are helpful for influencing the city form. So first thing we can see the radiocentric. So radiocentric will be showing off the city form which is radial, and in this radiocentric, the city core will be concentric. So geographical possibilities in this city will be spreading in all the directions. Since it is in a circular form, the city will be concentrated in all the sides. It is called as radiocentric because it has been radiating outwards from the center core, which is the common center. The center point is common in this radial pattern. So inner and outer ring roads are linked by radiating roads. This core area in the center will usually be the business area in this radial form. And this industrial areas will be interspreading within the residential. So residential areas and industrial areas will not be separated in case of radiocentric. Both in industrial and residential areas will be interlinked in this thing. And the core area will be the business areas in this radiocentric thing. And periphery has green belts. It means the area which the last edge of the green belt, the last edge will be the green belt area. And the advantages and disadvantages will be it has a center flow. So the flow will be very easily accessible to the center, and it has a single centralized terminal which will be the origin point. The center point will be the origin point, which is easy for the economical purpose. This is the advantage of radiocentricity. And disadvantages will be central conjunction. Since the central core is the only one thing which is the main business area, it will be congested. Since it is a central area, it will be very difficult for the people due to the congestion. And the second thing is the flow problems. Since it has been radiated from center to multiple directions, the flow to the multiple area from the single place will be the problem for the people. And difficult building sites. So it is being radially designed. So it will be in a circular pattern. So the building orientation and the building designing will be the problem. This is also a disadvantage. So these are all the disadvantages of radiocentric planning. And this is the example for radiocentric planning. In this unit, we will be having one international example and one Indian example. In this international example, we are taking in radiocentric as Moscow, and Moscow is in Russia. It is the capital of Russia, and this Moscow has been designed in the form of radiocentric pattern, and its growth has been marked from the ancient times, and the layout has been marked radially from the earlier period. This center connect will be connected to all the rings of Moscow, and Moscow Kremlin is the very important red square area, which is being the area which is important in the trade market. So this is the thing about Moscow radiocentric example. And the radiocentric area of Moscow has been traced, and it has been differentiated in different forms of roads. One is known as Boulevard Road, and other one is known as Garden Ring Road, Boulevard Ring Road. and railway line, Moscow Little Ring Railway Line and Moscow Ring Road. These are all the four differentiation in Moscow Ring Roads, and these four differentiation has four different purposes. Boulevard Ring Road will be the trade process, and the Garden Ring Road will be the landscape purpose filling ring road, and the Little Ring Railway Roads is developed for the transport purpose. And the last thing, Moscow Ring Road will be the main road which is interlinked to all these three ring roads. So this is about the Moscow Ring Road. And the next is gridiron pattern. The gridiron pattern is a in the form of the grid pattern, and this grid pattern has many straight roads and many perpendicular, horizontal and vertical interconnections forms a grid. So this composition of straight lines and horizontal straight lines and vertical straight lines forms a grid. This form is very typical for the cities, and this have the city which have more industrial revolution will have this grid pattern, and they also have cities which are more important in the economical activity will usually have this grid pattern. This grid pattern have gridiron pattern will have more facility for the movement of people, and the final product of the city will be many in a multiple ways. In multiple these gridiron cities will have multiple trades, and many people will get accommodated and facilitated in this type of gridiron pattern. And many the what is the advantage means, it has high easy accessibility to many areas since the pattern has been multiply connected in an interlinked way. And the second thing is the flow of distribution, the minimum flow of distribution to limited areas. So not like radial pattern. Radial pattern will get connected to all the areas from a single point. But in gridiron pattern, some of the limited areas will be connected to some of the edges. So it is easy for the people to flow from one area to other area. Next is the flexibility of expansion. So it is easy to expand since the area is limited to from one end to other end. The expansion flexibility will be very easy. And the next thing is psychological orientation. Not like radial pattern. In gridiron pattern, the orientation of the place will be very easy, and it can be easily adaptable in whatever level we place. So it is very easy for moderately rolling terrain. And the next is disadvantages. If you see what is the disadvantages here, the flow hierarchies. So it requires a organized flow. Since it has been interlinked, the hierarchy of the flow should be there, else the plan will be collapsed. The second thing is the adaptability to the terrain will be limited. So the land adaptability is limited in this case because it is being multiply interlinked in many places. So the adaptability will not be very more, it is being limited. And the third thing is it is monotonous. Since it has many interlinks, the place will look monotonous. So these are all the three disadvantages we see in gridiron city. Next is the types of city form, that is gridiron city, the gridiron city module. So what is the module of this design? It has a neighborhood, the unit and the neighborhood unit will be of the same site in case of gridiron city. And the one unit will be self-sufficient to have shops, schools, health centers, and places of recreations. Each and every unit have their own requirement and comfortability to stay inside the unit. And the population of the sector, each sector will have 3,000 to 20,000 population. According to the size of the plot, the population varies, and the topography of the area also depends on the nature impact. And the next is the shopping street of each sector are linked to one another, so it is easy a one long way of continuous ribbon area. So the shopping street has been connected from one shopping street to other shopping sector, so each of the sector is getting connected. The other thing is the central green sector. So the central green sector also has been connected from one green sector to other green sector. So the whole green sector of the city is being connected together in the gridiron pattern. And the next is we are taking the example as San Francisco. San Francisco is one of the best example for gridiron pattern. The San Francisco have enormous number of people to accommodate inside. Since it has been planned in gridiron pattern, it is easy for them to accommodate this number of people inside the city. And this gridiron pattern has been laid out in the hills. Many hilly areas will be found in San Francisco, but the problem of the accommodation has been solved because of this gridiron pattern, and the pattern will be end with a peninsula. Both grids and irregular forms can be seen in San Francisco. One of the area in the left side, top corner will be filled with gridiron pattern, and the right bottom corner of the city will be non-uniformly placed, and the downtown of the San Francisco, which is the irregular patterned area, is very dense. So hence it is very dense. It cannot be patterned with this gridiron pattern. And this place has been separated into four different purposes. So the district has been divided into four separate zones. One is office district, retail district, great commercial district, and support district. Office district have the official trade zones, and retail district will have the shopping zones and the other commercial and recreational zones. And the general commercial district will have the mixed area, and support district will have all the service zones. And this is known as the linear city, and the linear city will be followed by one spine, and all the industrial developments will be happen in the single spine. The single spine may be along the river or maybe along one single road, maybe a ring road or a bypass. So this linear city has been designed along a one spine, that is usually it gives importance to the transport. That spine will be the continuation of transport. This linear concept is developed by urban development and housing. So urban development and housing as industry and residents together plans this linear city concept, and this industrial growth along the city plans this linear pattern. And the highway which has been developed in the existing cities will be helpful for developing this linear pattern. Advantages in this type of linear pattern is it is highly accessible. So since spine is the main important thing, which is the transport area, it is very easily accessible. Both the industrial areas and the residential areas will be placed along the spine, so it is very easily accessible either to the office space or to the residential space, and it is easily adaptable in a linear growth. So since it has a single path to adapt, it is very easily adaptable, and you can use along the limited edges. It does not have a spreading zone, so it will not have an irregular pattern. So it is easy to adapt it in a very limited edge. And disadvantages will be if the area have any natural topographies or natural hilly areas, it requires the growth of the pattern, and it will not have a focus. So it has been going in a continuous spine. It has been linear, no? So the focus point will not be there in that. It will be uniformly moving in a single direction. And the choice of the connection or direction of movement are much less. So you cannot select a specified direction because it has a single direction to move through. So this is the disadvantage of the linear city. And the next is we see about Mumbai, that is Navy Mumbai, which has been developed along the coastal side of the Mumbai, which is the best example for linear city. So the growth of the Mumbai from in south side, east side, and west side is along the linear pathway, which is the important development of Mumbai. And the Mumbai growth and development is limited along the linear pathway, and the real estate and housing has been done along the coastal part of the Mumbai. And many government and corporate offices also lie along the coastal part, that is along the linear direction of Mumbai. It also gives these industrial belt give many job opportunities to the people in the many engineers and mechanical clerks and peons have many job opportunities due to this linear pattern movement. And this is the next thing, which is a finger plan. So finger plan is one of the thing which has been developed from radial. It is being inspired by radial city pattern, and it will also be called as finger city or urban star city, in which you will not be having a single core like radial city, but one of the spreaded zone. From that large spreaded zone, you will be having many linear spreaded zones in a multiple sites. So that is known as finger plant city. This finger plant city has been developed from 1947 till 2007. So this is one of the city form types. So radial city is the inspiration for this finger city form. This finger city form is often has been corrected and it has been appropriated to a star city. So star city is nothing but it is developed in a star format with a central core. It takes a path of many linear paths into 3 or 5 directions. So it has been developed overall in a radial pattern, but in this radial way, many landscape pattern has been added in the middle of the edges, and these edges connected to the whole city core. And lobe structure. Lobe structure is something which is similar to the radial thing, and this lobe structure have a center with many of the multiple linear paths connecting to a large spreaded area. This is also one type of city form. And the next is decentralized concentration. What is decentralized concentration? A decentralized concentration is which will not have one important center. It have many center spots which connect to the multiple spine. So one core area connects the other core areas with a single spine which has been connecting the important core to the other core. So this is known as decentralized concentration. And land use pattern shapes. We have multiple shapes in the land use patterns. One is linear. So what is linear? Linear is a thing which have natural topography. So in linear form, the natural topography of the land which affects the growth of the linear planning, and it have a transportation spine which connects the growth of the linear pattern. What is a branch? So branch pattern is connecting arms which is connected to the linear span. Multiple connecting arms connecting to the linear span is known as branch, and sheet pattern is nothing but a vast urban area with no more branches connected. That is no more articulation. Only a vast area of urban space is known as a sheet pattern. An articulated pattern is a sheet pattern which is connected to many center clusters is known as articulated sheet. And constellation is another one pattern. In this constellation pattern, we have many equally sized cities with nearby close proximities. And the last one is satellite pattern. What is satellite pattern? Many similar cities, they form like a constellation of cities nearby along with the main cluster of one city. So many developed cities near with one city is known as a satellite pattern. So this is about the types of city pattern. Next is growth. How this city is growing? City is growing in 3 ways. One is outwards, other one is upwards, and other thing is in density. So outwards growing is like radial pattern or any spinal pattern. The city is growing outwards, and the city is growing vertically in the like skyscrapers, and the other examples will give the upward development of the city. And the density is expanding in a interstitially way. So this is one of the thing which is the example for dense growing city. So these cities which have initially the city was not so much of traffic as like now. The city has very less traffic. Only the traffic has been done through foot, and since we are have only we are walking without any transport, the traffic pattern was very less, and the growth is limited in horizontal and vertical base. The growth has started begin only when skyscrapers has been developed, the elevators and steel frame like things have been developing, and the growth is mainly developing in filling the vacant lands, which was the initial form of growth. And after the elevator and steel frame, the growth has been developed in the form of skyscrapers and other things in a vertical form. And the next is the suburbs. In suburb areas, the growth has been horizontally developing when the car and bus and other railroads, these transportation, when it has a wide open, the other suburbs as also have their development. Since the city has the connect to the suburbs also started developing. And the next is development in 1925. In 1925, the city mostly grown in the radial way from the single center part. And these concentric rings of the city center have different land uses. So these city center will have the transition and low class residential zones, middle class residential zones, and high class residential zones. So these are all the things which has been developed in 1925. Next is the criticism about the concentric zones. So what are all the criticisms in the radial pattern development? So physical feature. According to the physical feature, it restricts the growth in certain sectors. Since the growth has been happening in one single center sector, it has been restricting the growth in the other multiple sectors. And the commuters village defi, the theory being the commuter zone but located far from the city. So the people who are living in middle of the city and village, these people are living far from the city. This is one of the main disadvantage. And the shops and industries and entertainment zone also lives far away from the people, which make them to disconnect from those zones. And they also make that the plan is isotropic. The plane is isotropic. uh, they have the unchanging landscape pattern. So this is the thing which is the criticism in concentric zone model. So this is one of the concentric zone model. In this, if you see, the one area one is the central business district, and the zone of transaction is the purple space, which is in the second area, and the third area is the workers' home. So this is the residential part of the workers, and the fourth area will be the residential, better residential area, and the fifth area is commuter zone, which is connecting to the outer area, outer part of the linking the other part and the inner part. So the first core area is the business part, and the second part will be the transition part, which connects the residential and business area, and the fourth part will be the better residence. So the third and fourth part will be the residential area in the concentric zone. And what is a sector model? In sector model has been developed in 1939, which have all the land use except the central district. So it has all the land uses from the city center. So in this sector model, we have all the land use from the city center, and the land zones are influenced by transport routes, which is one of the important things. The development of transport is very helpful in the sector model, and they have a high rental and low rental areas, which is repel from one another. So this is the development according to the sector model. This sector model have some particular criticisms, which is this sector model is easily applied in Chicago. This and in Chicago they have many low cost housing which is near the industries and transportation. And this theory was based on 20th century, which does not take into account about the cars which make the uh, commerce easier. According to their theory pattern, that is the people who lived in Chicago, even the middle class people were having their cars to travel from their residence to the industries. It is easy for the people to have cars when the development of the transport. So it is easy for the people to commute to go and come if they have a better form of transport. So this is the development in the sector model. So this is the example for the sector model. So this is the explanation for sector model. In sector model, the center area will be the business area, and this business area is connected to transportation and industry. This is the in this one we can see how the hierarchy of zone has been planned. So the center area will be the business area, which is connected to the transport and industrial zone, and the third area which is aligned with the industrial zone is low class residence, and this low class residence is being connected with the middle class residence. This middle class residence, in the center of the middle class residence, we can see the high class residence. So this low middle class residence is placed in the higher thing, and it has been placed in all over spreading ways. So this is the hierarchy of sector model. So sector model has the center core as a business thing with the transport and industry in their adjacent along with the housing around. So this sector model, which has been planned in the Gandhinagar, has a main function as administrative center. This Gandhinagar has been playing the role of administrative center. So it has numbered from 1 to 30, and it has 7 roads running in each directions, and it has been cutting each roads particularly perpendicularly in a grid iron pattern. So these has been segregated into two phases, and the first phase will be having the basic amenities, and the second phase is constructed with many sports complex, town halls, research institutions, theaters and cultural centers. So this is the segregation which has been played in Gandhinagar city. So next is multi-nuclei model. So multi-nuclei model is nothing but the city grows in several independent directions with one business core. So it has a one business core with many nuclei pattern which has been followed in different directions. This several separated things will be the secondary centers. So this does not have only one important core center. They have many several important centers which has been placed here and there, and their functions will be specialized according to the site, and they had their own needs along with the waterfront, and these similar functions put together to develop the economy. And the criticism about this multi-nuclei model is the negligence of the height. So they will not care about the hierarchy in categorizing the height of the building, and non-existence of abrupt division between zones. So they will not have the division in the limited format. So they will not consider the influence of physical relief on government policy. And this concept totally it has been applicable to city which has orientation in different forms of culture, economic and political background form. So this is an example of multi-nuclei model. Multi-nuclei model, in this, the center part will be the central business district, with the second part which is being placed nearby to this business district is the wholesale manufacturing thing. This is the wholesale manufacturing thing, and the low class residence which is placed nearby to the central business, since those people will not have any many transport to fall through. And the fourth will be the medium class, which is in higher in number. So medium class people were accommodating in higher number. And the fifth thing is high class residents, which is placed far away, since they have the facility to have a transport. And the business district will be placed in the center between middle class and high class people. And the residential suburb will be placed separately, and the industrial suburb also will be placed separately, with the heavy manufacturing which is placed in the edge corner. So this is about the multi-nuclei model. This multi-nuclei model has an advantage of activities which will, the focal activities and the system terminals will be placed in the exact locations, and they have a very good psychological orientation. The placement of the functionals will be very good, and the adaptability to existing conditions. So these places has its own functions. They have a proper adaptability, since they have a perfect hierarchy of functioning. And the disadvantages are, depending on the stability of key points, it is not uh, it is not a stable position. It will be changing according to the requirement, and potential accessibility problems will be there. So they are not potentially accessible, and it has the focal activities will be changing according to the growth of the city. And this is the ecological urban land use pattern of Delhi. Uh, from radial to multi-nuclear pattern, the Delhi has the separate example of all the radial pattern to multi-nuclear pattern. It has the example of all the patterns. So with this, the second chapter is getting completed. Thank you.